Radhe Radhe everyone. Welcome to Yugal Kunj. Um, Thanks for becoming a part of the lecture series. We have Swami Govindananda Bhaiya here visiting us long way. He's coming here from Australia, New Zealand, right? Really welcome you again, and we have another session tomorrow. So tomorrow is the last one, and Saturday, right? Saturday is the last one. So basically, Bhaiya is speaking about Seva, the importance of Seva. I watched yesterday on YouTube. I should have been here, couldn't make it. But I'm glad that you all are here. Let's enjoy the lecture series. You are going to enjoy because it's a different feeling because he has a unique way of delivering the lecture, Sri Maharaji's preachings through his own way. So let's welcome him again and enjoy this. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe everyone. Let us please close our eyes to begin. Just take a moment now. I know we've done Arati, but just make a connection with Sri Maharaji, Radha Krishna, and do this by in your own way, inviting them before you, garland them, pranam to them, pledge everything that you are to them. So take a moment to do that, and then I'll sing the Vandana. Pratamam Guru Papa Manam Trata Shri Krishnas Kasturi Tilakam Lalata Patale Vakshyastale Kaustubham Nasagre Varamautikam Kartale Veinu Kare Kam Kanam Nam Kamalana Nama Kamalama Nama Kamalapa Namaste Kamalikshana Yo Brahmanam Vididhati Purvam Yo vai Vedanscha prahinoti tasmai tagvam devamatma buddhi prakasham mumikshurvai sharanamaham prapadye. Divine souls, let us sing the names of our divine beloveds for a short while, and then we'll have a discourse. Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda,
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 Ananda Kanda, Radhe Radhe Govinda,
Ananda Kanda, Radhe Radhe Govinda,
Sata Chitta Ananda, Radhe Radhe Govinda,
Satchit Ananda, Radhe Radhe Govinda,
Radhe Govinda,
Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Radhe Govinda. Radhe 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 Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Radhe Radhe.
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 Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Govinda. Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Govinda. Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Radhe Govinda. Radhe Radhe Govinda.
Radhe Radhe Govinda. Radhe Radhe Govinda.
Lalali Lal Ki Jai. So our aim is to immerse ourselves in selfless loving sentiments of Sri Radha Krishna and Guru. In the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna, hearing the words of Sri Krishna, immerse thy mind in me, love me. Arjuna said, but my mind, it's like the wind, it's powerful, it'll blow where it will. I can't control my mind. How can I do this? And our Sri Maharaji said, our mind is like a monkey that's drunk on red wine and at the same time stung in the tail by a scorpion. So fickle. And yet, this is what Sri Krishna, our Guruji, is asking of us. Emerge yourself. Come into me. Love me. Consecrate your entire life to me. So Arjuna said, I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. So Sri Krishna replied, Sarvekshayanta nichaya patananta samutraya. Arjuna, I know this very well. but you can control your mind. I would not ask this of you if it were not possible. And you can do it by again and again reflecting on these words, meditating on them, thinking on them. And slowly, your mind will come under control. Then Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. You will start to do Seva to me. Your heart will be purified. Your mind will be purified. Your work will be done. You need to value the words that are being shared with you. And so, our Sri Maharaji didn't waste a minute of his life to teach us again and again and again. And in that tradition, he's trained his prachariks, go into the world, go wherever there are people who want to know, and remind them again and again. And that's what we're doing today. So here we are, in trouble, big time trouble. Anger fills our mind, tension fills our mind, greed fills our mind, jealousy fills our mind, arrogance and pride, egoism. We are here because we know this is a problem, but we still succumb to it again and again and again. Because this is the nature of Maya. Maya is made up of the three gunas, triguna, the qualities of tamas, rajas, sattva, and the percentages are changing all the time. Sometimes we're feeling peaceful, sometimes agitated, sometimes angry. And we are being influenced from uncountable past lifetimes, sanchit karma, coming down the pipe as prarabdha in each particular birth. And we are sometimes losing the privilege of the human form and 8.4 million types of bodies within this Maya, this material realm, bird life, plant life, animal life, human life, celestial life, spirit realm. Then you get the human form again, if you are so blessed. And then if you are so blessed, the Guru comes to you. And then if you are so blessed, you will actually listen to what he has to say. And if you bless yourself, you will put into practice those words, and the heart and mind will be purified. Then the attraction, like a magnet and a needle, we know from school, the attraction of the iron to the magnet is so strong it voomp, touches just like that. But if the mud is caked around the needle, there's no movement towards the magnet. It can't move. And what's the mud? Maya, anger, greed, pride, all of those things. So we have to listen to these words. Maharaji once gave a series of talks. He started it by saying, Tvameva vidit tvati mrityu meti nanya panta vidyate yanaya. This Vedic verse says, if you want to cross this Maya that we are in, solidly in, you can't cross it with your own strength or your own mental power, your own tapasya or siddhis. You can't bribe, you can't bargain, nothing works. You are stuck in Maya. And this verse says, but you have to cross Maya. You have to cross it. And it can only be done by devotion, by bhakti, by loving the Divine Beloved. There's no other way. So here we are stuck in Maya. We are told you have to love Bhagavan if you want to cross Maya. We know this, but we are failing in our practice to a certain degree. Some are doing very well, of course. So, what do we have to do? In the Gita, there's a verse, if you go to the Guru, Tadvid hip pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Go to the Guru in humility. That's number one, humility. Go, number two, with a desire to learn. And number three, go with a desire, sevaya, to give of yourself. So much could be said on those 3 points. Humility. In this verse, it means humility to the Guru. But our Sri Maharaji bounces it back and says, if you don't practice humility everywhere, then you are thinking, if you're not being humble, then you have to be arrogant and prideful. And if you're prideful, then you'll think my words are better than your words. I know, you don't know. I'll fix up all your faults. I'm faultless. I'm up, you're down. No, that's putting more mud around the needle. So this has to be practiced to the world and to Guru. How can you be a devotee if your mind's full of these other things? And the desire to learn. Oh my goodness. It's almost like some people come to Sri Maharaji with a tape measure to measure whether he's intelligent enough, whether he's tall enough, whether he's strong enough, whether he's worthy enough to accept me, instead of, oh, it's never occurred to me. You may not accept me. You might say, go back. I don't want you as a student. It's never occurred to me. Today, a guru should consider themselves lucky if people come to listen. Of course, there's a howl of protest in this room. All of our minds are going, no! And so we jolly well should protest. But nevertheless, there is truth even in ourselves. When we hear the words of the Guru, when he asks something of us that we don't understand or don't want to accept, we harden our hearts. So the desire to learn. You have to have your faith in Bhagavan. And when the Guru appears, you have to look beyond the external and discover the treasure of the Guru inside, his divine power. And sevaya, to give of yourself. What is the root word of bhakti? Bhaj. To serve, to give of yourself. Bhakti yoga is to unite to the divine beloved through giving of yourself. And you combine these 3 things together, and you are making immense progress. Humility. Teach me who want to know. I'll do whatever's required. This precious body of ours, we are so attached to it. It's our habit. It's understandable. We're so attached to our possessions and our relationships and our bank balance, etc., that if it's threatened, then of course the axis on which we live our lives starts to get shaken. We like to be in control of things. to map things out according to our individual liking. It's natural that we should be like this. But there's a complacency in that, there's a lethargy in that, there's a laziness in that, there's a fearfulness in that, and Guru has to come along and shake your throne. Hey! Uttishchata jagrat prap virani bhodhata. Awake, arise, come to the Guru quickly, quickly. So giving. This series about Seva, giving. As I said yesterday, last night, we give where we think what comes back will make us happy. Yes, I'll marry you, provided, and you can fill in the gaps. Everything's governed by our self-interest. Why? I explained that because the name of the soul, the real name of the soul is Anand. Anu, Anand, minute in power, but it is blissful. And it tells the mind, find me the joy, and the mind looks in the world and thinks, well, this personality in my life will bring me joy, this particular vehicle to drive will bring me joy, this holiday, this. You see. So, giving is very, very conditional to your likes and your dislikes. I'll give if I like it, and begrudgingly if I have to, I'll give, but I don't want to. How much growing up have we got to do here? A lot. And it's good. We have to shake from our paradigm of behavior and say, I'm not doing anything I don't agree with. How will you ever be humble before the Guru, desire to learn from the Guru, and give of yourself if you apply these conditions to the Guru? Impossible. Can't work. Actually, we really need to know what happens when we give in the world. I need to know. If I was to say to you, come on over here, everyone, line up, and one by one, I want you to put your finger in the electric socket, you would not do it. Because you know the consequence. And yet giving is governed by a thought, and thinking gets consequence. So every thought has a reaction. You'd think that was so obvious, wouldn't you? And yet there are people who will shoot you to death. Do they understand about consequence? Not at all. There are people who burn forests down to make themselves a billionaire. Are they thinking of the consequences to the animal kingdom, to the world, to humans? No, no, no. There are people who eat fast food, fatty food, and not exercise. Are they thinking of consequence? No, no, no. But to know clearly, just like when you put your finger in an electric socket, it gives you this. To really know that is to empower how you use your mind and where you engage and where you give and what you receive. It is an exact science, and it needs to be understood, must be. You know the story. Brahma called his 3 sons. Actually, we're all the children of God. Amritasya vai putra. We are all the children of God, and yet we behave like I'm this nationality, you're that nationality, I speak this language, you speak that language, your skin's that color, my skin's this color, I'm rich, you're poor. We are all Atma. And so Brahma, he took a sample here, a sample there, and a sample here. He took a human being, he took a celestial personality, and a demon, Rakshas. And you know how it goes. He just gave a speech, da, 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 and left. Each respective personality, by chance, they went back to their guru, the wise one who could explain what this was. And to the humans, datta. Da means datta. Give. Why? Two things happen. One, you are so attached to your money because you believe money is the currency of happiness. Don't we all believe that? If I don't have money, I'm not happy. If I have money, I'm definitely happy. If I have a lot of money, I am a lot of happy. Great English, that. So the Guru says, you're attached to money. Dena, dena, datta. Give it. That's the first thing. And the second thing money brings you is pride. Pride. Ooh, ghastly stuff. I was treated to a top shelf accommodation in Vancouver. Oh boy. The swimming pool had purpley pink padded seats all around the pool. There was a DJ with golden thingies there. There was, I just thought, Maharaji, let me out of here. I can't bear it. Indulgence to the extreme. Pride coming through. I'm such a terrible pracharak, you know. I am. Carmen gets so frustrated with me because I always stand back and say to other people, you go. You're the pracharak, you go. I'm a New Zealander. There's only 4 million of us in the whole world. Not many, and we're a humble little lot with the sheep and all that. But we're very small. I'm a pracharak. But see that body posture, that's terrible. You'll have to be humble. So pride of money and privilege, oh, trap, 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 danger. So this was the lesson. And you know, human beings, we collect. I'm going to give it to my children. And the children get a bundle of money and they don't have to work. Then they become indolent, they become lazy, then they become indulgent, then drugs and alcohol, and their brain just goes... Not all the time, but mostly, unless they have really a strong peer like the guru to advise you, they'll fall. They're not so intelligent or immune. And when you start doing pap, sin, when you fall, then in your next life, because you haven't given any donation, then you are born into poverty. And once you're into poverty, then you steal, lie, cheat just to survive. Then you fall out of your human form into the lower regions. Then eventually you get the human body again. And when you get the human body, you're born down in the bottom. And then again, you have to steal, lie, cheat to survive. Millions of years can pass before you get out of that hole which you dug because of your attachment and pride to money. What do you need? Enough. That's it, enough. What's enough? Let the Guru decide. I've yet to see a satsangi. I can't afford anything. Can you give me something today, Bhaya? I haven't eaten for a week. I've got no money. Never. We're so fortunate. So I'm just saying datta was given as advice, give of yourself, okay? And to the celestial citizens, damyat, meaning, hey, you just have to think and you manifest. In the celestial realm, swarglok, just think and manifest. Boy, you think money's a problem here. What are you going to do to yourself there? So control your senses. That's the advice there. And this Raksha, the demon, Dayadhvam. Be more compassionate. Just stop killing people. Don't you think if you want to rob somebody, just take what's in their pocket, don't kill them. And the reply comes, yes, but if I just take it out of their pocket and don't kill them, they might kill me. So I got to kill them first. And then Maharaji extrapolated on this and said, you know about terrorism, how people will actually end their own life in order to inflict harm on others. He said even the great demons of the past, they never took their own lives in such a way. They never did it. Okay. Giving is Giving softens you, it lifts you, it makes you considerate of others, makes you a better person, you know. But now let's just turn the page and go a little deeper on this. To whom are you giving? I never understood this. Before coming into sadhana, into satsang, giving was giving. But Sri Maharaji makes it really clear. If you give to a tamasic person and they use what you've given to go and buy a weapon or to harm themselves through cheap alcohol, whatever they get up to, because their mind is tamas, they're in darkness, they are fully selfish. Their minds have become addled. They can't think clearly. They can't perceive. Their spirituality is, in this point, so dormant. They can't feel any spiritual inclination. And you sponsor their bad behavior. And therefore, karmically, you take consequence. Moreover, the more you think on a sattvic person, if you say marry into a sattvic person, their qualities, their sattva, not sattvic, tamasic I'm saying, sorry. If you marry into a tamasic person and you behave with a tamasic person and you do the things a tamasic person does, you will become tamasic. So giving to tamasic, Maharaji once said, if you must give to a person who is of that category, give it to Bhagavan first in your heart and mind, and then give it to the beggar. And if they misuse that, you will not be held accountable. And Rajas, this realm in the Kali Yuga is predominantly Rajasic Rajotamo, predominantly. And so you give to a Rajasic person, you get Rajas back, and Rajas is power, profit, success, fame, name, the red lipstick, the red Ferrari. You compromise your values to become somebody in the world. And sattvic, give to sattva. You might think I'm giving to a good-hearted person, but there is righteousness there. They fear God, not love. Or they go to the churches and to the mosques and to the mandir purely as ritual. Their heart and minds are not there, but they go through the activities of external worship. Or they worship the Devis, Indra, Vayu, etc., the god of wind and rain. And they end up going there. And when you donate to a sattvic person, you get the same thing back. This is really important, what I'm sharing with you, because we do this all the time. We are wondering, how do we get out of Maya? How do we cross Maya? And the Guru, Sri Maharaji, the Vedas, the Ramayana, the Gita, they tell us clearly. Don't give it into the pots of tamas, rajas, sattva. Don't do that. Give it into the pot of spirituality, to your Guruji. You know, so long ago I came into this path. Well, for me it's a long time. It's 44 years sort of thing. Not that old. But it's a big portion of my life. There was a time when you could pranam to Sri Maharaji's lotus feet without seva, as many times as you want. And then slowly buildings started to get made. Attendance started to increase. So Maharaji, he initiated, it was always there, the school in Kunda. Then the hospitals sprung up, and then the mandirs sprung up, and who could have envisaged the scope and the size of his vision? Did he sit me down and say, do you know I'm going to build this, and I'm going to build that, and I'm going to build this, and I'm going to build that, and every month I'm going to give thousands of blankets and pots and utensils to the poor every month of every year? Who would have thought the scope in which he was going to use the donation, the seva that was given to him, the spiritual ambassador of Radha Krishna, him herself? He was going to take this energy of our life and put it where the people can genuinely be benefited. So your energy comes to Guruji, he provides for the world, but you, by doing this action of cleaning the mud off your needle to attract to Radha Krishna, so that, boom, one day, soon, if you listen to this advice, you will realize the divine form of Radha Krishna and Guruji in Vrindavan, in Basana, as a gopi. Not sakam prem, selfish devotion, sadharani, business, give, take. No. Samartharati, selfless. This is what Sri Maharaj is saying. Give your energy here, immerse yourself here, love, devote, dedicate, seva, and I will simultaneously help the poor. But my greatest charity is to elevate you from Maya into Yogmaya, the divine realm. You know, this isn't rocket science. I mean, it is if you never heard it. It's open your eyes now. Look at what you're doing on a daily basis. Take a good look where your mind goes. Take a good look where your resources go. If you want to know your future and your destiny, take a look at the qualities of the gunas in your heart and mind. And if you think just being sattvic and ritualistically going to the mandir is going to cut the mustard, you are wrong. You stay here until you surrender. Ma'amekam sharanam vraja. And anxiety and fear, my child's gone off to school today, will he or she be okay? I've been diagnosed with a terminal disease. What's going to happen? Oh, come on. My life is going to end one day. What's going to happen? Oh, you can't live like that. It is a promise of Sri Krishna. As my shloka I love, one of them, Yeyatamam prapadyante tanstadhaiva bhajamyaham. If you love me 100%, I cannot stay away from you. I will take you beyond Maya. Maharaji has said, first think of death and then do Rup Dhyan. First death, then Bhagwan. Why in that order? Because of our complacency, that's why. I'm a young man, I'm a young woman. I have plenty of time. Oh. Now I'm in my middle age, I have plenty of time. Oh. And now I'm in my 70s, maybe I don't have that much time. But here's the joke. Even if you get your allotted 85, 90 years, it is a drop of water in infinity. Not even a drop. It's a speck of dust on the cosmic shelf of infinite specks of dust. It is a time frame that is so brief. I'll get the human form again. Why? Have you got a guarantee from God that you will get this human form again? Have you? Has it been rubber stamped? Can you even guarantee you'll be alive an hour from now? Has that been signed? And no, I'm all right. What's right about us? So, Seva. Where are you putting your energy, in other words? Seva is an intention to give. I said yesterday, you know your whole body is doing seva to the Atma. Because without the Atma, the body can't see, it can't hear, it can't think, it can't taste, nothing. So when the Atma is here, it stands to reason that the whole body serves its life force. And once the life force is gone, the work of the body is finished. Eyes can't see, ears can't hear. Burn the body, bury the body, depending on your belief and wish. And the Atma, I've told Maharaji, he said, Sat Chit Anand, Sat Nasato Vijite Bhavo, Na Bhavo Vijite Satta. The Atma is eternal. Chit gives consciousness. Anand tells the mind, find the joy. And the mind, not listening to the Mahapurush, the sage, the saint, listens to mum and dad, listens to the TV, listens to the neighbor over the fence, listens to their own petty desires, and that kind of knowledge says, I tell you what, happiness is in a good ice cream dipped in chocolate with peanuts on it. Yum. Well, it might be nice, but infinite in scope, it is not. There is a story, you know, this dream that we live in. Oh my goodness, is it a dream? Narad, I'll be very brief on this. I want to finish with the Kirtan. Narad once asked, because this Maya, I started by giving the verse that we have to cross Maya in order to love and by loving God, we can cross Maya. There's no other way. And so Narad once asked Sri Krishna, why is Maya like it is? Why are we being, what's wrong with Maya? And Sri Krishna said, I'll tell you, but let's go for a walk. It's a beautiful day. And so they walked along beside a river. Into the countryside they went. After a while, Sri Krishna turned to Narad and said, well, what did you bring as a picnic? What have you got to eat and drink? What did you bring? Narad was abashed. He said, I never thought we were going to do this. I haven't prepared for it. But spying a farmhouse across the river, he said, I'll cross the river, knock on the door. I'm sure that they'll give us something to eat and drink. My Lord, I'll be back. And Narad set off, and he did not know that through the Yogmaya power of Sri Krishna, he was being set up to have an experience of Maya. He didn't know. So Narad, not aware of this, waded across the river, knocked on the door. Many of you know this story. A beautiful young lady opened, and Narad just went, ooh. Right there he forgot Krishna. Ooh. And he was such a forward-thinking young sage. He said, are you married? She said, no. Would you like to be? She looked at him and said, yeah, I think I might. This is modern language now. I have to ask my father now. So the father enters into this natak, this drama. The father comes out, looks at Narad, talks to him for a little bit and says, you'll do. I want to get my daughter married. A pujari is called 7 times around the fire, and they became Mr. and Mrs. Narad. Fast forward the clock. The old boy, he died. It happens, He passed away, and Narad inherited the farm. Now his wife, now there's him, now there's the farm, and then they have 3 children. 12 years pass. Oh, what a 12 years that was. Oh, so good. The cutesy children grew up to cutesy 12-year-olds kind of thing. And they ate what they grew, subsistence living. They swam in the river as a bath. The weather was beautiful. The cows, the butterflies, the peacocks, they were mooing and crowing and flop, 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 flop. Everything was great. And on the end of the 12th year, they saw a big storm is coming. So they said, quick, get inside, it's going to rain. They got inside, shut the doors, and boy, it rained heavy, 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 heavy drops. And they congratulated themselves for getting inside and not getting wet. But the rain kept falling and falling. And now they had a little meeting in their family, and they said, the way this farm is built against a high cliff, if the river breaks its banks, we'll be washed away and we'll drown. So they decided, let's cross the river now while we can. So holding each other as best they could, they started wading into the river. And when they got to the middle of the river, they realized their mistake. The current was getting faster and faster. The level of the water was rising and rising and rising. And in panic and fear, they lost their grip on each other. And they were all washed down the river in this powerful, deep body of water. Eventually, they washed up on the other side. Narad, as soon as he landed on the bank, he looked around. Are my wife and children, are they safe? Are they safe? And there they were. But they had expired. They had drowned. He tried to resuscitate. No, they'd gone. Now tears flew from his eyes. The sky shed tears on his head, raining so heavily. And Narad wept and wept, and he felt like he wanted the earth to open up and swallow him. This is how bad he felt. Such a tragedy, such a deep, deep loss. And then he heard a sweet voice. Narad, Did you get anything to eat and drink? You've been gone an hour. Did you? Well, what? He looked up. The sky was blue. No rain. And looking down on him was the sweet face of Sri Krishna. He looked around for the bodies of his family. They were not there. Sri Krishna said, "What happened?" Narad was speechless. He didn't know what to say. So then Krishna said, "If you want the bodies of those that you call yours, I can arrange to bring the bodies back if you want. But the body is impermanent. Nasato vijite bhavo, na bhavo vijite sattaha." You know, this body, it's made of the 5 elements. The Atma, on the other hand, is eternal. And the Atma belongs to me. How could you say their Atma belonged to you? This is the illusion of Maya. You wanted to know, didn't you, about Maya? This is it. This is why people stay here. That's why they don't seek me, because I am this body, this is my wife, these are my children, this is my house, this is my money, this is my car, this is my, and I have to take it all away, reset you. But you are so attached, so attached. And you feel such pain when you lose what you think is yours. And it never was yours, but you feel the pain anyway. Death, bankruptcy, all of these things. And for a brief moment you have renunciation. Why? And in the womb you promise me before your next birth, when I come out, I'm going to do Seva to you, nowhere else. And then you forget. Maya grabs you again, and you are carried away on the current of materialism, of Maya. Mayam tu prakritim vayam, mayanam tu maheshwaram. This Maya is my power. And it can't let you go. There's a law. You cannot come to me unless you surrender to me. And that means surrender. Sharanagati means Tana mana dhana, means put all of your hopes, everything that you have at my lotus feet. Love me alone. Ananyata, come to me alone. And we freak when we head out. Do I have to renounce my family? Do I have to renounce my job? Do I have to renounce this and renounce that? No, that's not meant at all. Redirect, redirect. I will raise my family to please my beloved. I will work for my beloved. I will think for my beloved. You might say, I've tried, I'm not succeeding. You have not tried hard enough. As our Maharaji says, you know how much effort you put just to sit up as a baby. You saw others walking and how much effort you put just to walk, and you forget. But you have to even put effort into breathing. And now it's natural. And when you sit on a chair, you forget you have to put effort to sit on a chair. Just a chair. If you didn't put effort in sitting on a chair, you'll fall down. Everything requires effort. And so does sadhana. Oh, okay. Right. Death, Bhagavan. Radhe, Radhe. Oh, but I should think of Radha as well when I say the name. Okay. Oh, and Radha lives in her name, so I should feel that she's present with me. Okay. Radhe, Radhe. Go and visit the home of Maharaji, the ashram in Mangar. Walk in the presence of Radha Krishna. Practice, 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 practice. And why should you practice? Because the wisdom of our Guruji's teachings, you've had a sample tonight, is so deep, so strong. It is paradharma, paratattva, tattva gyan, pure, immutable, unbreakable knowledge that encompasses everything. So seva, tumeva viditvati, you want to cross Maya, tadvidhip pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Humility, giving of yourself with the desire to learn. Practice. Don't give up. You never gave up as a baby. Imagine walking into a room and there's a 40-year-old lying flat on the bed and they say, I've never stood up. You say, huh? And you're concerned now. You say, do you have a disability? No. Well, what's wrong? Oh, I thought it was too hard. So I decided not to try. That's a tragedy. Oh, my Guruji has explained about Seva, but it's too hard. So stay in Maya. No, I'm going to keep trying. My Guruji said keep trying. I feel optimistic and positive. If I can remember to do this once in a day, maybe the next day I can remember twice in the day, maybe the day after 3 times in a day, and I'm heading. Nothing can stop me with that kind of practice. So contemplate this. When you go home tonight, before you sleep, lie in your bed and say, what did I learn today? And if you say, I can't remember, it's a good thing it's being recorded, isn't it? Get the audio if you don't want to see my gorgeous face. It's okay. But listen or watch. The gifts that Maharaj is giving us is beyond comparison. Think about your great fortune, the magnificent divine opportunity to walk in the garden of Radha Krishna and be free of this material nonsense of stress, etc. You will realize your Vaibhuma Tatsukam, the infinite divine love. How fortunate we are. Remind yourself, sadhana, rup dhyan, seva kijiye, ladli lal ki jai. I'll ask Carmen to finish with a kirtan, and then that will conclude our night. Some prasad afterwards. Thank you.
Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe 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 Radhe
चित आनंद गोविंद राधे
सतचित आनंद गोविंद राधे
दो आनंद खंड गोविंद राधे
दो आनंद खंड गोविंद राधे
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 राधे राधे गोविंद 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 गोविंद राधे
गोविंद राधे
गोविंद राधे
गोविंद राधे
गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे
राधे राधे
राधे राधे
राधे राधे
राधे राधे
राधे राधे
जय हो राधे
जय हो राधे
जय हो राधे
जय हो राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
गोविंद 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 राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद राधे 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 राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे राधे लाली लाल की
जय
श्रीमत सद्गुरु सखार की जय
जय।
प्यारी प्यारी अम्मा की
जय।
श्री भक्ति धाम की
जय।
श्री युगल कुंज की
जय
जय जय श्री राधे जय जय श्री राधे जय जय श्री राधे
I want to thank you, Swamiji, for this nice, very beneficial for all of us, the Seva, the importance of Seva. We cannot, this cannot be enough, right? We have to hear a whole lot about Seva. So tomorrow is another opportunity for all of us to come and be part of this wonderful lecture. I would expect all of you and many more. So please spread the word, bring your friends, more